Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, whatever time it is that you're watching this video. Welcome to the Rollerball Hijack Review. Subject of today's hijack review is the Monteverde One-Touch Engage Rollerball pen. Sponsored by Yafa Industries, the official U.S. distributor of fine Italian brands such as Aurora and Montegrappa. They are also the owners of the new reborn Esterbrook brand. Check out all these pens at your favorite retailer today. Speaking of favorite retailers, this channel is also sponsored by Goldspot Pens, home of fine luxury writing. Check them out at goldspot.com and sign up for their newsletter to stay up to date on all things fountain pen virus related, as well as get a coupon on your first order. Before we get started, allow me to explain. PenBoyRoy will not be joining us today. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is simple. PenBoyRoy is a fountain pen reviewer, not a rollerball pen reviewer. Hence, me. I am Rollerball Paul, and today I will be showing you a set of my balls, specifically the Monteverde Engage ink ball rollerball pens. Now, I know what you're thinking. You must be wondering, why in the blazing saddles do these pens belong on this channel? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. See, these rollerball pens, which come in two colors, rainbow and carbon fiber stealth, are the only rollerball pens that PenBoyRoy actually likes to use. He actually likes them. So now you must be wondering, what makes these rollerball pens so special? Why are these rollerball pens any better than any other pen on the market? Well, the answer to that question is the birthplace of intrigue and innovation. These pens are capable of filling using bottled fountain pen inks. You heard me right. No tinkering, no hacking, no leaking, no butthole smelling resins. Nada. Just plain old simple ink filling and cleaning as you would any cartridge converter fountain pen. How is this sorcery even possible, you must be wondering? Good question. To answer that, I have to tell you a story. Once upon a time, a dude named Yair started a distribution company called Yafa. This was a really long time ago, in the year 1978, when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. Later on, Yair decided he wanted a pen brand of his own. He wanted to bring to the pen world a brand of modern sleek pens that were instruments of luxury, but didn't cost a lot. So, in the year 1999, the Monteverde brand was born. Since the start of the brand, and still to this day, there are several elements that remain unchanged, thus solidifying the qualities of the Monteverde brand in the halls of pen greatness. 1. Constant dedication to innovation. 2. Pens that look expensive but are not expensive. And 3. Yair's hairstyle. Seriously, that hair is a time machine straight into the 70s. Anyway, in keeping with the principles of Monteverde, Yair innovated rollerballs so they can successfully fill using fountain pen inks while keeping the price reasonable, all while maintaining the popular hairstyles of the past. Going back to the question, how is this sorcery even possible? Well, the answer is in the neutral zone. Those elements about the pen that are neither good or bad, or can be good or bad, depending on... Wait a minute. I haven't got hands. I can't do the snapping finger thing. Depending on you. Oh well. The tip is a proprietary rollerball tip called the ink ball. It's secured in a tiny shaft that's part of a fin feed, much like a feed found in fountain pens. This feed and shaft sits inside a plastic housing much like a nib unit housing. This housing screws into a metal sleeve that serves as the shaft that holds the spring used in the retraction function of the retractable tip, as well as holds the included threaded converter pre-installed in the pen. This pen also uses cartridges with an included adapter. The point section is a cone-shaped unscrewable metal piece. This is the section you remove to fill the pen. The rollerball tip extracts and retracts out of the opening that has a sudden and dramatic taper. The barrel of the pen is a straight cylinder. On the carbon fiber model, we have a shiny glossy finish over the carbon fiber. On the rainbow colored model, we have a burnt steel look similar to the Invincia. The rainbow look is achieved by standard coloring and not actually burnt steel. To protect the finish of the pens, we have a PVD coating. The clicker on the back end of the pen has the Monteverde logo and, from the side, has a golf tee style shape. This clicker is screwed into an assembly that is fixed to the body of the pen. On the chimney of the assembly, you have branding that reads Monteverde USA, One Touch, and Engage. The clip is a tension-fixed clip that comes to a bald end. The clip tension is moderate and not at all too tight, but at the same time does a good job securing the pen to pockets. The pen was packaged in the standard Monteverde packaging. On the outside, we have a cardboard sleeve. Slide that off, and you have your standard Monteverde clamshell box. Open up the box, and you have your pen resting atop a bedding. Under the bedding is a dime bag with a blue and black ink cartridge, as well as an adapter to use with the cartridges, with yet another black ink cartridge pre-installed in the adapter. Included are also instructions on how to fill the pen using either the cartridge adapter method or the converter bottled ink method. Last is a warning card that reminds you to retract the tip before storing it in your pocket, being that the fountain pen ink has a low viscosity and failure to retract the tip will result in your clothing wicking out the ink from your pen until there's no ink left in your pen. That's all I have for the neutral zone. Moving on to the good. Those elements about the pen that are good. There's just no other way of saying this. This pen rocks. PenBoyRoy typically hates writing with ballpoints and rollerballs. Sure, he has a couple of rollerballs from Retro 51 because he likes the designs and the looks, but he never actually writes with them. Those pens, as good as they look, still write like typical ballpoints and rollerballs, and the way they write has everything to do with the disposable refill and not so much to do with the pen. One of the huge reasons that fountain pens are so cool is that the way they write has everything to do with the nib, and the nib is part of the pen, and thus the pen has everything to do with how the pen writes. In the case of the Monteverde Engage, being that the ink ball is a consistent part of the pen and not a disposable part, the way the pen writes has to do with the pen as a whole, and not just that, is also part of the identity of the pen. On top of that, you can choose what ink is in the pen. Now let's talk about the pen and how it writes. It is a pleasure. It does not feel like a ballpoint or a rollerball. I'm assuming that since fountain pen inks have such low viscosity, writing with this pen gives the user more feedback than a normal rollerball. That's not saying it's not smooth, but it is saying that the feel is closer to that of a fountain pen than that of a rollerball or ballpoint. Is it just like a fountain pen? No. But if we had to compare, it definitely leans more in the direction of a fountain pen. So what we have is a rollerball pen that feels more like a fountain pen that's capable of using your favorite fountain pen inks. Essentially, this pen is the turkey bacon of fountain pens. Turkey bacon is tasty. It's similar to real bacon, but it's not bacon. But it's the best option for when you're in dire need of a BLT and Eliyahu's Kosher Deli is the only option available to you. Now let's address some possible concerns. Some may worry that the ink passing over a ball could cause desaturation of ink colors or make otherwise deep-looking inks look less intense. To those people, I say, worry not. The ink flow, although a touch on the drier side, still provides shading and sheen with inks bearing these properties. The lines are wet and consistent, yet dry enough that I've found writing on cheap paper shows less bleeding or feathering, where at the same time, ink in a fountain pen resulted in noticeably more bleeding and feathering. When all is said and done, and the ink dries, there is very little visible differences between fountain pen scribbles and Engage scribbles. The writing does not look like it was written with a rollerball or ballpoint. Another possible concern that could come up for some is the possibility of leaking due to the fact that when the pen is retracted and stored, it's pointing south in the pocket. Again, to those concerned, I say fear not. Roy's been using both of these Engages in various extreme conditions regarding weather, both inside and outside, as well as in situations where sudden, unexpected movement, impact to his person, running, jumping, or falling may or may not have occurred. In any and all of these scenarios, issues regarding leaking or ink seeping out of the pen never reared its ugly head. Regarding quality, in the hand, the pen is solid, sturdy, and feels entirely substantial. That's all I have for the good. Moving on to the bad. Let's talk coin. Either color of this pen has an MSRP of $95. With online retailers in the US, this pen can be had for $75.95. That may seem like a lot for a rollerball pen, but we're not talking G2s. No way. We're talking about a rollerball pen that is unique in both concept and writing experience. Is it a fountain pen? No, but it sure does come pretty darn close. It's for sure not a rollerball. I mean, it is a rollerball, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it's only because it has balls. But having balls is not everything. It's more than just having balls. It's the rollerball pen for the fountain pen virus infected. You know what I mean. Anyway, I've got something cool to tell you. I, Rollerball Paul, have worked it out with Yafa Brands in conjunction with Goldspot pens that if you so choose to buy this pen at Goldspot Pens, you will also receive a free 30 milliliter bottle of Monteverde ink of your choice using coupon code RollerballPaul at checkout on goldspot.com. You heard me right. Free 30 milliliter bottle of Monteverde ink with the purchase of this pen using coupon code RollerballPaul at checkout. I don't make any money off of this or compensation of any kind, neither does PenBoyRoy. This is merely just to spread the joy. That's all I have for the bad. Moving on to the ugly. Those elements about the pen that should not be, but are. Okay, I know exactly what you're thinking. The ugly about this pen. The fact that it's not a fountain pen, right? Okay, well, besides that, there wasn't really much to complain about. And the things that I can nitpick about are really more likely candidates for the neutral zone. Maybe. For example, the clicking mechanism. I wish the mechanism when pressed had more of a substantial click to it. The click on this pen is on the softer side. Think a Bic Atlantis ballpoint. Only not as soft. For me, it's too soft and not clicky enough. However, on the flip side, some may like a soft click. Then, in that case, I would say it should be softer, like the aforementioned Bic Atlantis. Here on the Engage, we have a soft click that's too soft to satisfy a substantial click, and at the same time, not soft enough to be mouse fart quiet. The last thing is also a possible contender for the neutral zone. That is the point section. The ink ball point peeks out of the substantially thicker and wider diameter of the opening and can feel a bit weird since depending on your angle and posture, you may not be able to see the tip of the rollerball and where it meets the paper. But as I said, the writing experience is awesome, and these minor gripes don't detract from the writing experience once you get the ball rolling. See what I did with the words there? That's all I have for the ugly. It's high noon. Decision-making time. Should you or should you not pull the trigger on the Monteverde Engage Ink Ball Rollerball Pen? Okay. Nothing beats a fountain pen. Even I, Rollerball Paul, can admit that. And if you're ever in a situation where a fountain pen is not entirely appropriate, such as writing with paper that is cheap or writing on snap-out carbon copies, etc., then this pen is a must-have for even the most severe of fountain pen virus-infected individuals. Not only is the writing experience awesome, but the ability to use bottled inks makes this pen a killer. Lastly, this pen is a great way of introducing the idea of bottled ink to a poor ballpoint user. That could even lead them to fountain pens. This pen may very well be the best carrier monkey for the fountain pen virus out there. So in this case, for sure, pull the trigger. So when should someone not pull the trigger? I'd say if you're the type of person whose work or life never sees the need to use anything other than a fountain pen, be it because you never need to press hard through carbon paper, or don't ever write on cheap paper, I'd say you could hold off. But everyone else, go for it. Especially if you're getting a free bottle of ink. Remember, I don't make any money or compensation from this. My only intention is to spread the joy, so don't forget, coupon code RollerballPaul, one word, at checkout at goldspot.com, and you score a free 30 milliliter bottle of Monteverde ink of your choosing with the purchase of this pen. Thanks goes out to my sponsors, Kenro Industries and Goldspot Pens, as well as Yafa Brands for providing me with the stealth version of this pen, and again to Goldspot Pens for providing me with the rainbow version. That was my review on the Rollerball Hijack review of the Monteverde Ink Ball Engage Rollerball Pen. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Well, at least PenBoyRoy does. We're not quite there yet. It's just too soon. Be well, be safe.